All right, let's get the tape going about A.J. Brown and what is going on with him, the Eagles offense here in the Bucs game. First drive for the Eagles, and we have the Bucs coming in a clear man-man look here. This looks like cover one man all day, and guess what? It is. And so many times, like we saw last week against the Rams, the routes that are being run here, for the most part, are window dressing. Okay, so they, for some reason, forced feed things to Saquon Barkley, and the same goes here. Okay, take a look at Dallas Goedert to the top, okay? That isn't the guy running a route. That is a guy knowing that I'm not going to get the ball. This is a design play away from my play side. The annoying thing about this is it's cover one man, okay? When you get this look and you have A.J. Brown here to the top coming on an in-breaker or over route here, you throw him the ball in speed over the middle. We've seen so many times where that goes for a long gain. He is super dangerous with the ball in his hands. But we're not even respecting his ability to get open on an over route here against cover one man because we have a dummy route in Dallas Goedert sitting right in front of him, okay? Because this guy's playing man. So he's going to stay right there with Dallas Goedert. And so naturally, he's taking away A.J. Brown coming on the over route right here. So it's not even an option for Jalen Hurts to throw that way. If we want to hit this to A.J. Brown, or at least have a chance for it here, drag route Dallas Goedert here to take this guy away, and then have the over route with A.J. Brown clearing away from this guy here. Hit him in stride, boom, let him work. But we don't want to do that because if Dallas Goedert is coming on a drag here, you're taking another defender with him to the play side where you already determined that you're throwing the flat to Saquon Barkley. And it doesn't make any sense because even when they're playing cover one man here and the look that you're getting, you have three defenders just right here that are all ready to pounce on Saquon Barkley. And if not, then you have a good hook. You have a good curl route from Devontae Smith. You have a go route here for Jahan Dotson. He's open in tight windows in a tight window throw. He's open if you would at least have some sort of respect for the route combinations. And Jahan Dotson is streaking down the field right here in a potential go route against man-man. Saquon Barkley, you could argue, is the worst option right here, except for Dallas Goedert running a dummy route. Next up, we actually have route developing that are meant to be thrown to. You can argue whether this should have been a pass to A.J. Brown to begin with. And then you can also argue whether the pass is even remotely relevant to what you would expect Jalen Hurts to throw at this point right here. Okay, so we have some things going on here. We have Devontae Smith coming in motion here. He's going to sit across the middle and pick play everything in the middle here. Dallas Goedert coming as the open option in the flat, and A.J. Brown's going to be going on the wheel route. Bucs are playing cover one man once again like they did before. We have Dallas Goedert wide open right here. The pick play works, so he is a really good option. Now, A.J. Brown coming deep. He's the only deep guy here. The safety will be coming to that side. So A.J. is expecting this ball to be placed as a back shoulder throw. Obviously, I can't speak to what the agreements are between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown in these plays here, what they're taught to throw this ball as. But all I know is that A.J. Brown kind of stops here because he's expecting this one to go as a back shoulder throw. I'm not sure whether that is the only thing that causes this ball to be out of his reach. It sure would help if he ran an extra step towards the sideline right there, but this is a mad difficult play for him to make anyway. The ball is way too much towards the sideline. If Jalen Hurts would have helped him here, he would have put it more outside and away from the safety here. Now he's gonna get outside leverage on him. That's where you want him to win when you're going on the wheel route. So natural placement of the ball will be to the outside, but AJ doesn't help here anyway on this play either. Remember that your way of supporting me goes through Buy Me Coffee. I'll drop a link in the description. Breaking the Birds. Greatly appreciated. Let's get back to the tape. Okay, another option here where AJ Brown is actually open would have been a really good target. Here he's coming on an over route. You have, I believe it's Calcaterra who's going on the seam route right here. Then you have Dallas Goedert down here at the bottom. I believe it's on an out route. Cover 6 for the Bucks. So you have 3 underneath here, and you have 3 deep. Okay, so 2 actually really good options down here down the field. Skiff defender right here is gonna clear Dallas Goedert, so he's open right there in the hole between, and you have AJ Brown coming over the middle here, also an option to throw to with anticipation in behind the skiff 3 hole and deep defender right there. Hurts opts for a short completion. It does gain a first down, but that's an option down the field. Okay, so this one isn't necessarily on AJ Brown. More so the fact that the pass concepts here are just taking guys like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith out of the equation. They have the cover 2 look right here. Okay, so cover 2 look here. Nobody's covering over the slot receiver here, so indicating zone. And we have 2 guys coming in the seams right here. We want to hit the seam right in between that 3 hole and hook the curl defender. Okay, so right in that box. But what annoys me is that Devontae Smith and AJ Brown are both just running clear routes here. They're just running out to kind of get that flat defender away from the play, to kind of open the margin for throwing the seams. What annoys me is that you might as well run AJ Brown on the slant, or a sig route or something where you actually still get occupation for the flat and the hook to curl defenders, where they have to respect what is going on underneath, and still have them as options if you're misdiagnosing the play pre-snap. But these guys here, they don't run routes. You're practically taking your best players out of the offense, and I know that you want to hit the seams against cover 2. That makes perfect clear sense. But don't take your players out of it. You can still run them in routes underneath to take away the defenders that you're trying to occupy. Makes no sense to me. Quarters coverage, so basically double covering AJ Brown coming down the field right here. So no real shot to take for him at that point. It opens up a lot of things underneath. You have the flat defender, the skiff defender right here is going to carry the flat route coming along here. AJ Brown clears away the two quarters defenders there, so you have a wide open guy coming right here across the middle right here. Nobody open, nobody there. Jalen Hurts could throw that. That presents an option. He doesn't, but AJ Brown draws 2 guys here on the play. Another cover 1 man look here pre-snap. You have 1 safety looking deep. You have 2 guys lining up across here. You have 1 guy where he's being covered by the D end or what's going on there. But here, really favorable matchup for AJ Brown running a deep route. And actually, when they actually do drop here, you'll find they're dropping into more of a cover 3 look here with a flat, hook curl flat, deep. So they not exactly what maybe Hurts was expecting pre-snap, but still, when you're lining up like this, the only real chance you have a far safety who is to the field side, when you have AJ Brown to the boundary against 1 guy going on a deep route. And he smoked him. He is so open right here. He's leaving the guy already at 10 yards. That's a touchdown every day of the week. Okay, so Bucks coming up here in first what looks like a cover 1 man look, but we have the motion coming across. Nobody's following with him, so that gives us an idea that we're going against zone right here instead. Again, roll the tape here. You're going to see that hook to curl, flat, hook to curl, 3 hole there, flat, deep. Okay, so when we run this here, AJ Brown to the top is going on a deep curl. That is perfect because that is right in between the flat defender, the hook to curl defender, the 3 hole, and the deep guy here. And it's a really good route from Brown right there. Actually, it's more of an over route than it's a deep sid. And I mean, that just makes it even better because then he's actually drifting inside away from the safety. Now, we do have some issues with the protection in Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts would have to step up and then hit A.J. Brown as he's coming in there, but definitely, once again, still open. All right, so man look here, pre-snap. We got one guy deep. We have two here at the top, lining up in press man technique, and we also get the cover man look here post snap. That is what they're actually running. We have a really good matchup here with A.J. Brown to the top, 101 going on an in-breaker. A really good route for him. Usually he's terrific on these, and he still is in this rep right here. Gets the inside release, leans into the cornerback here before he's breaking in hard here. Again, hit him in stride, let the ball a little bit towards the inside here. You got plenty of space. We got guys working across here, so there's a lot of space to work with. Just lean him a little bit inside there. He's open as well. All right, so instead of all of the plays that we just saw where A.J. Brown is open, they decide that they now run a stay route for him and have Devontae Smith come out as the blocker. Problem is that Devontae Smith doesn't block the guy, so we're running a play that clearly Devontae Smith is no slouch. He knows what he's doing. We're running a play where it's clearly not practiced in a way that the players actually know what they're supposed to do. This is hideous. Finally, a target for A.J. Brown that makes sense, or a target for Brown that where he's actually supposed to catch the ball, and where he gets seen here. We got cover one man look here pre-snap, and that's what we're getting. Slant here to the top. A.J. Brown wins it. Always does. Ball placement, not great. I think they showed that in the broadcast as well, but take a look at it here from the box. Has to reach back for the ball. Good catch. Another dummy route down at the bottom. It's designed for Saquon Barkley. This time it works because he makes two guys miss, but again, you're drawing up a play where you have one guy against two, and clearly AJ is never going to get this ball, so waste of snap. Okay, so then we have this extremely weird play. Here we got a little bit of a man look here pre-snap. Only thing that is tucking against this guy isn't lined up with the tight end, and this guy's outside shaded, but we do have that. We do have the D one here, so looks like we're running against man here to begin with. You get the motion from Saquon Barkley. He's coming in, so it still looks like it's man. And then we're running it, and they're playing zone. And you'll see A.J. Brown here to the top running a curl route. Not open because this guy is obviously in the way. Why is that not an option? It's because Saquon Barkley, for some reason, we're deciding that he needs to run all the way back here, like 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And then even more, he's 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage right here. No flat defender or hook to curl defender or anything, even if you're playing him man, you would never go down here because why on earth would he throw this ball? So the only reason A.J. Brown is covered here is because this guy has nothing to do. This is as pathetic of a play design as you could possibly draw up, because like even if you just had him run a fake jailbreak or run a slant or run just straight out, even like let him run the dummy route that Jalen Hurts, that A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith were running before, where he just clears to the outside, he'll draw this guy with him, and then A.J. Brown is wide open right there on the curl. But you're giving the ball to Saquon Barkley 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's the best that we can do. This is a play that just needed to be checked from the line of scrimmage. This right here, when the motion is coming from Jahan Dotson, this screams cover two. You don't have a motion. You don't have a motion guy with Jahan Dotson indicating clear zone. You have two guys playing deep right here. They're basically lined up the way they're playing this, and you have no options really to throw to. A.J. Brown coming right in here to the curl. Corner out right into the flat. down here at the bottom here. Once again, you have an out route here coming right out to the flat. You have a deep route coming right into the deep here to the zone there. The only real option to throw through there would be Saquon Barkley. And they get the sack because nothing's open. And this is one of those where I mean, it's hindsight. It's easy for me to say, but when you literally get the look, I mean, AJ Brown coming in motion right here on the bottom. They're playing zone. Only one guy for him to beat out here to the top against what looks like here we got cover 3, and he beats this guy on the out and up. Jalen Hurts sees it. Good fake here, has this guy on skates. He's already going back here. Speed turning, almost stumbling. You have so much work down here, and the ball is just horrific. Okay, so here coming out of pistol set, tight formation. We only have 2 receivers, Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. And I'm going to go that play action, trying to get a shot downfield here. AJ Brown way open on a curl. Devontae Smith open on a curl. They're sending pressure off of the edge. All right, here. And this guy can't block for shit. Never could. Still can't. And so their outs can't really develop. Now, one key here is that you usually want to look to the side of the blitzer. And if Jalen Hurts takes a look down here for AJ Brown, see that he's wide open. So what essentially looks like a dummy route actually becomes a viable option. Yeah, unfortunate. Super annoying. Once again, we have AJ Brown to the top running a slant route. And practically it's going to be against man coverage there. It is zone, but in essence, it's one-on-one. But you have Dallas Goedert here not looking like he's even supposed to run a route. It's the most half-hearted route I've ever seen to begin with, and then he starts picking up a little bit of speed there towards the end. He needs to realize that he needs to cut this right inside. You can't go over the top of him here. You're basically going to take yourself out, and you're going to take AJ Brown out as well. So you need to cut this really sharp underneath and let AJ Brown develop here behind it. Because right now he's just running right into his guy in super slow motion, and that takes away AJ Brown as an option right there. Again, it could be a dummy route with how many times they're running dummy routes, and Dallas Goedert knows I'm not going to get the ball anyway. But it sure as hell isn't opening up AJ Brown in behind it. Either that, run seam, so you have this guy coming in. Run out, so you have this guy cleared away from AJ Brown, has come across the middle. Anything other than what he does. Okay, so now they just become so fixated with trying to get some sort of throws to AJ Brown, even when it doesn't really make any sense. So here he's running with an inside release and then has to work to get outside release afterwards. And like, you can always throw to AJ Brown down the field, don't get me wrong, but this just isn't a good look. You have to either have to gun it in there to the sideline when he's going out. You have to gun it over there. Or just look away and look for Devontae Smith, your other star receiver, who is clearing inside instead here. Coming in right here. I mean, they're running cover 3, okay? That is a really good option against cover 3. This guy has to relate to the deepest. This guy is the other deep you have. Otherwise, it's with the curl defenders. And this is such a deep developing route that these guys are not even going to be... They're not even going to be contested for it. But if you're going to throw it to AJ Brown, at least throw it inbounds. Terrible job by Hurts. All right, early indication here is that they're playing man. Okay, we have 2 guys lined up right across, 1 guy deep. Looks like cover 1 man. But Eagles don't run any motion, so they're never going to get any clear indication. Maybe you should run motion. What do I know? We have AJ Brown here running a curl out to the top. Now, even if they're playing man or they're ending up playing in zone. So here they end up playing cover 3. Cover 2. They got 2 deep here, 3 hole, with curl flat. So the flat defender right there. You can still throw this ball. It's a totally fine option. You just gotta recognize you have to throw this. You have to dart it in there because you have a curl defender who might get outside. You also have the flat defender who's dedicated to covering him. But the ball is so incredibly late that it never really leaves an option for an opportunity for AJ Brown. He's running a 5 yard curl, so it has to really come now. It almost has to come immediately to a point where as soon as AJ Brown is turning, the ball is coming right to him. He's turning now, and the ball isn't even released from the hands of Jalen Hurts. Never a shot. Again, terrible throw by Hurts. You have Jahan Dotson coming in motion here. Nobody's traveling with him, so this looks like zone. AJ Brown right here. He's going on a curl route. He's going to sit right in between the hook curl and the flat. So he's a good option to throw to, but the ball has to come right now. He's turning. It has to be right there in his hands when he's turning. I think the flat defender here reads that Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball, but otherwise, you also have Jahan Dotson coming on the wheel route there. Again, the flat defender is lagging behind there, so you can gun the ball in there to Jahan Dotson as well. So either it has to come quickly for AJ Brown, or it has to be gunned down there for Jahan Dotson. But there are plenty of options for Jalen Hurts, and he just fires it right into double coverage because he's late once again. And just for the sake of staying in the same theme here, the next target as well, it's a curl route. It looks like it could be either or, but notice once again, no motion here, so we don't get any indication. It's practically man here at the top. There's no one else. It's a curl route. The ball just has to be placed with good timing. And Jalen Hurts, for the third time in a row of targets to AJ Brown, is so off in his timing. AJ Brown is coming back there. Let me go one more time. When AJ Brown is turning, the ball is not even released. So it's super poor connection between quarterback and receiver. It has to be half a second, full second before this point. Hurts is allowing the cornerback to come back. Third down and about 3 or 4. We have an out route to the bottom here. We have a sit over the middle. We just want to highlight those two. And then here it looks like this could look like man with cover 1, but you don't have anybody covering the receiver here in the slot. So either it's going to be this guy or they are going to be dropping into zone anyway. So it's either a fire blitz or he is completely clear. Either way, this is where I would look if I was a quarterback to begin with against this look here pre-snap. Because if they're running man, this guy's open. If they're running zone, there's a good chance the curl route here comes open in between. Now they do drop into cover 2, so in between the flat and the hook curl right here, you'll have a wide open target. Now he does go with AJ Brown down here to the bottom. I can't really speak too much to it because it never really becomes an option because of Saquon Barkley can't pick up a blitz, even though Jalen Hurts is pointing in the direction to begin with. I don't know if he's telling him to block, but what I do tell is that everybody on the O-line here is keying left to begin with here. So Fred will be keying on the first guy coming in here towards the left side, and so does Saquon Barkley. And when everybody on the offensive line looks left, the running back had to be looking right. So from pointing to that falls on Saquon Barkley. So in conclusion of this game, A.J. Brown is not the problem. Far from it. Kevin Patullo's offensive scheme has some dummy routes for his star wide receivers that I'll never understand. He takes away opportunities for A.J. Brown, and also Jalen Hurts just had a poor day in this one, throwing to anyone basically and missing a lot of guys. So yeah, nothing I think A.J. Brown could do about it, and I completely understand if he's frustrated after this game.